In today's episode, we will talk about a bird mentioned twice in the Holy Quran, in Surat Al-Maidah, the crow. God Almighty said,
فبعث الله غرابا يبحث في الأرض ليريه كيف يواري سوءة أخيه قال يا ويلتى أعجزت أن أكون مثل هذا الغراب فأواري سوءة أخي فأصبح من النادمين.
This bird has witnessed the first murder between two brothers, Cain and Abel. When Cain killed his brother Abel with injustice, envy, and greed. So God sent a crow to teach humans how to bury their dead. Even though God sent the crow to teach mankind a specific matter, in popular culture it was associated with pessimism, especially when its caw is heard. And the Arabs said, if crows shouted in a house, its people were separated. A poet says, we are people of a house where a crow never caws. It indicates the separation of family members by death. Arabs describe who brings bad news as the doomed crow. Thus, the mention of crows was linked to death, pessimism, and devastation. Arabs say, if the messenger slows down and does not come back, then it is Noah's crow. It was said that when Noah's journey lasted long in the flood, he sent a crow as a messenger to see if the earth dried up, except that the crow never came back. A crow in Arabic literature is referred to as Abu Hatem, Abi al-Jara, the father of pessimism and the one-eyed. It was called as such because of how linked it is to pessimism. The bird is distinguished by its distinct sound and black color, which made whoever sees it or hears it feel pessimistic. Crows are birds that belong to the family of ravens. They are well known in many parts of the world. There are various types, forms, and species, even though the mostly known are the black ones, known as the brown-necked raven. Crows are attracted by bright and colorful things. It's not surprising to find in their nests pieces of colored soap and shiny golden objects.
Crows are the smartest birds ever. They are known for their dark black color. Some people consider them as an ominous sign. It is important to know that crows are the farmer's friend, as they feed on bugs and small animals that could affect the crops. Crows weigh around 1 kilogram and is about 40 centimeters tall. They live in swarms. What's impressive is that because crows live in groups, they know how to protect one another. Since old times, human funerals were inspired by crows' funerals, as when a crow dies for some reason, the entire group gathers. That is because, first, if the reason of death is a larger bird's attack, like the falcon or any other animal, the whole group is ready for revenge by attacking the animal that killed the victim. Crows don't transmit diseases because if a crow is sick, the group attacks it and kills it. Thus, they stop the spread of the disease. Crows are known for collecting shiny objects. You can find in their nest jewelry, colored garbage, and ribbons. We don't know why they do that. Some people say that this has to do with mating. Others say that it is just a hobby, and crows just like to gather colored objects.
Crows are considered friendly to the farmers, as they feed on worms and insects in the soil or on crops. They are characterized by a high level of intelligence compared to other kinds of birds. They can use or manufacture tools to extract insects from tree trunks, and they store and hide seeds. Crows get introduced to one another by making loud sounds with different frequencies. They're considered as the language of acquaintance. Each type of crow has a different sound with a certain frequency that is like a code recognized by each group. Crows are considered as one of the smartest birds. This is explained by having the largest size of 2 brain hemispheres in proportion to the size of the body compared to all known birds. Crows can be found all over the world in a variety of countries. For example, American crows live all over North America and prefer open areas and farmlands. Crows were also found in Northern Europe, in the Scandinavian countries, Iceland and Greenland, as well as in all parts of Asia, from the Pacific Ocean to the Himalayas in India, as well as in Northwest Africa, the Canary Islands, and in Central America in Nicaragua. Crows prefer open natural areas, seashores, rocky slopes, and mountainous forests, as well as the banks of rivers and wooded lands. Crows are carnivores. They eat carcasses, garbage, insects, fruit, and worms. One of the clever and remarkable deeds of crows is their exploitation of cars to break the walnut kernels. They drop the nuts on the road while flying so that cars crush their solid crust with their tires. Then, crows gather the grains from the ground as soon as the cars stop. They even wait for the traffic signals to stop the car's movement. The crow's mating season begins at the end of the winter. A male crow shall be an adult at the age of 4, and the adult female should be 3 years only. The female lays 2 to 6 eggs in the nest. They hatch after 19 days of incubation. Female crows feed their young until the age of 45 days. The male brings the food while the mother feeds the babies. Baby crows can leave the nest in 1 month. One of them stays with one of its parents until the next mating season. A male crow lives with his wife throughout his life. If any foreign male approaches the female, it beats it until it goes away. Crows always build their nest on trees using accumulated leaves, bird feathers, dry branches, pieces of colored soap, and remains of varied tools. They put in their nest bright colored things, as crows are drawn to beauty and beautiful colors, and keep them in their nests because they bring them joy. Crows' nests congregate in adjacent places because crows are social birds and prefer to live in groups. A group of their nests is called a perch, and hundreds of thousands of crows live in one perch. Crows prefer to build their nests near sources of their favorite food, near water sources, quiet and warmer places. Crows prefer to live in calm villages rather than in cities because they prefer serenity over noise.
Crows can remember people's faces. For example, if a farmer gave food to a crow, the crow will remember him and help him protect his crop from insects and small animals. A crow can hurt a farmer if he didn't give it food, or he attacked it by leaving the farm and letting other birds or small animals eat the farmer's crops. Crows don't like noise, so we will not find them in cities. They like to live in calm villages.
There are about 40 different species of crows, of different sizes. Their length ranges from 45 to 69 centimeters. Their weights vary between 337 and 1,625 grams. The black crow, or cole. This species is considered one of the most widespread species. It lives in northern Europe in the Scandinavian countries, Iceland, and Ireland. And it spreads in all parts of Asia. American crows. They live in North America and spread in agricultural and open lands where trees are abundant. The rook, also called Corvus frugiligus, is found in all parts of Europe, Western Asia, mainly in open areas and plains. Brown-necked crow. This species lives in North Africa and reaches a height of about 50 centimeters. It is a black crow with a brown-colored neck. Fish crow. This species is considered the smallest of crows and is spread on the coastal strip of the United States of America. It feeds on fish and is characterized by its small size, as it is approximately equal to the size of a small pigeon and has a loud, sharp voice. House crow. This species lives in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, and the Sultanate of Oman. It is about 40 centimeters in length and is distinguished by its black head, neck, back, wings, and tail, and the rest of its body is gray. The blue crow lives in Palestine, Egypt, and Syria. Its length is about 43 centimeters, and its color is grayish-black. The fan-tailed raven. It is also called Corvus ripidurus. It is the one that Arabs find ominous, and they say that it causes damage. It lives in Saudi Arabia, Palestine, Egypt, Somalia, and Sudan. It has a fan tail and a long wing. The color is bluish-black. Crows are famous for their common social lives. They organize something like a funeral upon the death of one of their members. A large number of crows gather around the dead, as if they were in a eulogistic scene. Some studies say that crows examine the cause of the death of a member in order to avoid it. They search for the source of danger and recall the basic elements of the experience that will help them to stay safe in the future. Studies confirm that crows remember human faces and do not forget them for a long period. If crows see a person carrying a dead raven, they will consider him a source of danger to life and will always stay away from him. Crows astonish us with their behavior. Animal behavior studies proved what is called crow's courts, where the group prosecutes any member who committed an offense against another raven or the whole group. The punishment for violation may be death, especially if the crow is a stranger to the group and tries to steal its food or attack any of its members. So crows gather and attack it with their beaks until they are certain of its death. Crows love and hate. As they seek to punish or avoid those who offend them, they also love who feeds them and reward those who are good to them by giving them gifts, such as pieces of glass or beads and things that shine, as an expression of gratitude. Experiments on the behavior of crows, a British team took a female crow to a laboratory and put mashed meat in a test tube and a long metal piece of wire near it. They left the crow with these tools and photographed what happened. In less than 10 minutes, the crow bent the wire until it became a hook, held it by its leg, and inserted it into the tube, took the mashed meat, and ate it. A scientist who studied the behavior of birds by following one of the crows found out that it was gathering breadcrumbs and intertwining them with the help of its toes in a tree branch, then drops it in the lake. When the fish gather around the breadcrumbs under the water surface, it attacks them with its beak and then flies the fish to its nest. A crow may also catch a fish and bury it in a hole, then go hunt a second, a third, and a fourth in a process of storing for later. Thus, we saw how this distinctive bird was the first living organism to teach humans some of its social life behaviors. To this day, it is still the subject of study by scholars and research centers to explore more of its behaviors, the significance of its actions and responses, which we benefit from in various areas. Glory be to Him who manifests His verses through us, for He put wisdom behind every creation.